Alright, so we got every time a guardsman humiliated a space marine. Listen, before we get to the video, man, bro, this light been flickering all night. Hopefully it stays on, for both of these videos that I upload today. I actually ordered a new light bulb last night, so it should be here today, bro. Shout out to Amazon with the next day delivery, like 1 day delivery thing. Bro, I love that. Other than that, man, let's get into it. Let's go.
G'day, guys and gals.
Also, make sure you guys follow my Twitch down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
As a general rule of thumb, one Space Marine is probably worth around 100 Guardsmen in a single engagement. This would obviously change depending on the situation, i.e. a full-on shootout might make a Space Marine only worth like 20 Guardsmen, whilst a Space Marine boarding team attacking a ship might make them worth 300. But regardless though, if it's 10, 100 or 1,000, the point remains. Space Marines are significantly more deadly than Guardsmen. However, there have been times in the lore where the tables have turned, and a mere unaugmented Guardsman was able to slay a Space Marine, or at times, multiple Space Marines, inflicting upon them a fate worse than death for any.
But like, here's the thing, right? And maybe I just underestimate like the Guardsmen. Bro, I'm thinking that the Guardsmen are like level 1 just mini-me's. Like, I'm thinking that like the Guardsmen, like if you play 2K, I'm thinking that the Guardsmen are like brown shirts. I'm thinking that these guys are 50, 55, 60 overalls. I'm thinking that they can't put up a battle against nobody. I'm thinking that they're just pawns. But if this is true, if they're really, taking out Space Marines, I'm going to be honest with you, that is impressive. I mean, obviously, bro, if I was a Guardsman in Warhammer, bro, I'm taking out a bunch of Space Marines, bro. Because, I'm him.
Astartes, humiliation. Some of these were quite funny, others were quite intense, but all of them were awesome, mostly because the Space Marines that were killed by the Guardsmen had it coming. Before we get started, I actually have something pretty high-tech and very dope to show you. At the very least, humiliate them. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it! I'm actually going live on Twitch in like a few hours, so for the first time in a long time, y'all. Like I said, I mean, we're gonna start like live streaming on Twitch, stuff like that, obviously, for these new games coming out, and obviously for GTA 6 coming out next year. So I got to be prepared, and streaming and stuff like that. So yeah, your boy's live streaming around what 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time of the USA. So try to convert that to your time, and make sure you guys be there, man. I would appreciate you guys being there.
Starting us off with a bittersweet example, we have the Guardsmen taking on the Night Lords on Pharos. Pharos was a simple world with simple, peaceful people. However, it did contain a massive xenos device that acted as a second mini Astronomicon. That was essential to the survival and coordination of Imperium Secundus. The story follows a group of militia who survived the initial Night Lords' onslaught and engage in guerrilla tactics against their tormentors. This militia is led by a fun but hectic hero of a dude who kicks off their Astarte kill tally by shooting a Night Lord in the eye and luring another one into the range of a high caliber sniper. From here they launch various ambushes, racking up more and more kills. I genuinely believe that their kill to death ratio against the Night Lords was pretty much 1-to-1, a mostly unheard of stat.
Bro, so like what type of guns are they using though? Like how, okay, my thing is, bro, like the Night Lords, they're not just like, they're not bums, bro. Like they're not like these like they're not so light and weak and pathetic. Like, bro, they're Night Lords, bro. Like they got armor. What type of weapons are they using? For real, like what type of weapons are they using, bro? Are they using like, like pirate cannons? Like, bro, what are they doing to take out? I mean, I guess he's about to explain it, but like, bro, I just don't understand, like, because I'm gonna keep it real. Sometimes I'm thinking that these guys are like 60 overalls or whatever, because the way, different, YouTubers, portray these guys to be. Like, I'm thinking that, like, the Guardsmen are, like, really weak because, obviously, bro, millions of them get wiped out, like, not of each battle, but, like, bro, a lot of these guys get taken out easily. So, automatically, I'm thinking, man, these guys are 60 overalls, these guys are bums, these guys are whatever. That's what I'm thinking automatically, because millions of these guys are out of here in every battle.
They were able to achieve this due to the arrogance of the Night Lords, alongside Lords being kind of shit at open field combat.
Bro, look at these dudes, bro. Look at them. They look like evil Batmans. They look like Batman Transformers. There's no... Nah. Yo, they got to be using some type of mythical shotgun from Fortnite. There's no way they're using regular guns to take these menaces out. Bro, look at the amount of armor they got. Like, there's no way. I refuse to believe that, bro.
As well as the fact that they were packing some heavy weaponry, not just the las guns that ping off Space Marine armor. These brave guardsmen made a final stand against the Night Lords, blocking off one of the passages into the Pharos. They were able to ambush a large Night Lord force and genuinely kill dozens of them, until they were all either captured or killed. The few survivors, including their hero captain, were brutalized and horrifically tortured to death, but they made the Night Lords pay.
Bro, and oh my goodness. Imagine getting stabbed by this right here. Y'all look at this sword. Imagine getting stabbed by that sword. Man, bro, when that thing go inside, I can't really be, very graphical, because YouTube, they don't play. Bro, imagine this thing, bro, go inside of you like, and then he pulls it out. Man, that thing is pulling out all types of bologna, bacon strips, sausages, and everything inside of you, bro. It's pulling out everything, bro. For real, like, this sword looks diabolical.
The Night Lords had been the most horrific pieces of shit during the war for Pharos, so seeing them die in droves to guardsmen was very satisfying. Someone who probably doesn't believe they deserve to be on this list is the extremely humble and wildly capable Caiaphas Cain, hero of the Imperium. If you haven't read the Cain books and have only looked at memes, you may think that Cain is this incapable coward that stumbles into victory and is just super lucky, but that's not really the case. The man is actually a beast, extremely brave, tactically intelligent, and a master warrior. He just downplays it all due to his imposter syndrome, so it may surprise you to hear that he is bested multiple Space Marines. The first Space Marine was during a friendly sparring match between Cain and an Astartes from the Loyalist Reclaimer chapter. They agreed to fight till first blood. Now the Astartes was holding back as he underestimated Cain, but he still didn't want Cain to beat him. However, after a short duel, Cain was able to strike the Space Marine's chest plate.
Look at that jacket. I'm sorry, like, I'm listening to what Majorkill's saying, bro, but this jacket is absolute fire, bro. Look at this jacket.
Leaving a cut across it. The Space Marine was wildly impressed and vowed to never repair the scratch as a lesson learned to never underestimate an opponent. However, in a more real situation, Cain was face to face with a Khorne Berserker. Not where you'd want to be, but Cain made it all seem like a joke. He parried the Space Marine's first strike before just straight up outclassing him, cutting him across the chest, parrying the warrior's axe to deflect it into its own leg and then taunting it the entire time.
Start holding down on the D-pad, bro, like it's Fortnite. Bro, hitting all types of emotes, bro. And I didn't even know he was this bulky. Look at him. Okay, look at him, bro. He's built like The Rock.
Calling the warrior a pansy. Then when the time was right, Cain stepped back and Jurgen blew out the berserker's chest with a melter gun. Cain thanked his aid before asking for a cup of tea. Now this does sound quite over the top and Mary Sue-like, however Cain himself remarked that he didn't think it would last long and was basically putting all his effort in at the start and taunting to try and make the Space Marine make a mistake. But how it actually reads was that Cain would have probably ended up killing the dude in the 1v1. Amberly Vale, an Inquisitor / Cain's fuck buddy, once remarked that Cain was by far the greatest swordsman she had ever met in her entire life.
I mean, well, obviously, bro, he laid down that pipe crazy, bro. Of course she's gonna say that. Bro, he laid it down crazy, bro. She's gonna say he's the best at everything. Bro, she about to glaze this man, bro. She's glazing this man more than us Americans glaze LeBron. What are we talking about? Man, she of course she gonna say he's the best of all, bro. Man, he was going crazy. What are we talking about, bro?
A combination of extreme talent, thorough training, as well as a lot of humility. Cain didn't do the over-the-top flourishing risky strikes as he didn't think he was actually that particularly good, so he played it safe and controlled, never underestimating his enemy. Another commissar who racked up their fair share of Space Marine kills is Ibram Gaunt, alongside his Gaunt's ghosts. In one such scene, a 5-man team of Chaos Space Marines ambushed Gaunt and his men. Not only did Gaunt and his men win, but all 5 Chaos Space Marines die with 0 casualties on the Imperial Guard side. That is wild. Gaunt himself dueled a Space Marine with his power sword, with the Astartes struggling to come to terms with Gaunt just being a simple man, not a demigod warrior like himself. This was only one occasion of quite a few Space Marine encounters Gaunt and his men had. Whether leading his men against a squad of Chaos Space Marines or taking them on in 1v1 duels, nobody claps the big ass roided heretics quite like Gaunt's ghosts do. Now that goes over most of the main clear-cut examples, but the humiliation isn't over. I want to do some quick honorable mentions before we go into some of the more niche one-off examples of Guardsmen getting the the upper hand over the Astartes. Firstly, some Inquisitors have handedly slain Space Marines, like Eisenhorn, but he is pretty damn powerful. John Grammaticus, a perpetual super spy agent, was able to outwit the first captain of the Alpha Legion, planting a movement-based mine on him in order to prevent him from going anywhere. So whilst these are two examples of humans coming out on top over Space Marines, they were done by two very special, very capable dudes.
Okay.
Warsmith Honshu, basically the current main Iron Warriors character, once engaged in a duel with an Imperial officer. Now this should have been pretty straightforward, but Honshu found himself on the back foot and losing to the mortal man. Such was the skill of this officer.
Bro, I could never, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'd turn into a Superman level threat, bro. If I'm if I'm as powerful as like this guy right here, bro, and I'm not even like, let's say I'm not human, bro, and I'm obviously modified, like, you know, I went to Dr. Miami, bro. I've been under the knife. They gave me 4 hearts. They gave me, you know, added muscles. They gave me all types of chains and, you know, on some BDSM-ish. You know, they gave me a black axe. I'm him, right? Bro, if I'm getting outclassed, bro, by a mortal, bro, with somebody, bro, who has 1 heart, with somebody who's able to process feelings, if I'm losing to that mortal, bro, you know what I would do? Bro, forget a crash out. Man, if I'm even, if bro even hit me with a combo, bro, I think my ego would feel my ego would feel some type of way, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, my ego would kind of take a hit from that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll kind of be appalled. I'm gonna be like these, bro. Like, I would legit be, I think I would just, like, crash out. I'll crash out completely, bro. I'm destroying the planet like I'm Frieza.
So the Warsmith had to make a sacrifice. He baited the officer into cutting off Honshu's arm, which left the officer open for a killing counterstroke, winning Honshu the duel. Now, although he won, he had to sacrifice his arm to do so. A pretty humiliating result considering his opponent was a mere unaugmented mortal. Sometimes in battle, people just go turbo mode, and this next example encapsulates that perfectly. The Elysian drop troops have balls of steel. Flying around a battlefield with a jetpack is pretty fucking red hot. So for an Elysian lieutenant to do what I'm about to tell you is pretty on brand. An elite Elysian veteran and his men engaged the large force of wordbearers. Now there's only one way this battle can actually go, but this lieutenant doesn't give a shit. He tears into the wordbearers, slaughtering them even as his men die around him. After racking up one of the highest Astarte kill counts out of all the guardsmen ever, he finally falls in battle. In a similar vein, an Imperial officer manages to rack up an impressive kill count against the wordbearers during a wordbearer book, which makes it even more impressive. This officer would die, but knowing he had taken out multiple bastards with him would have made it a satisfying end. The last key example of a human humiliating a space marine is as hilarious as it is ridiculous. A wordbearer Gal Vorbak chaplain, so like the most elite of the elite, is killed by a savage human tribesman with a wooden spear. Yep, you heard that right. The human got a lucky, or unlucky if you were the wordbearer, thrust, which penetrated the wordbearer's neck perfectly and tore it out to the bone.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Hey, not gonna lie to you, like, before when bro got sent to the Shadow Realm, bro, I would walk up to him, bro, and I'll legit remove his badge, bro, like Makarov in the new Call of Duty. Bro, I'm removing your badge, your rank, or whatever, bro, and I'm throwing you to the lions. If you get taken out by a human, bro, and you're the elite of the elite, I can't lie to you, bro, you are garbage. That's like a 99 overall, bro, losing to a 60 overall. That can never happen. A 60 overall with no badges. He got you by pure luck. When you're that good, there's no such thing as luck. You're just him. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you get taken out by a 60 overall, you're not him anymore, bro. Like I said, I'm walking up to you like these, bro, and I'm removing your badge. I'm taking your badge off, bro. Like, you're no longer elite, bro. You're, sorry, TMI, but like, you're butt naked, bro. Like, you're nothing. You're trash. Listen, I don't even mean to be mean, bro. There's no way, bro. If I'm the elite of the elite, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Man, that's like Vulcan getting taken out by like a 60 overall. Man, he could never. Man, Vulcan never lost to anything that was weak. And I'm giving the orcs credit. I mean, even though they had to jump them. But I'm giving the orcs credit. Like, the orcs, they ain't weak. They're not 60 overalls. Like, they're threats. They're menaces. There's something to be, to be fierce about. You gotta go to sleep early to face off against them. Yeah, bro. That's like Patrick Beverly going to sleep at 8 p.m. to defend Stephen Curry the night after. You gotta do it. You gotta prepare for them, bro. A 60 overall human Imperium Guardsman? Man, come on, bro. Man, yo, even me, y'all. Like me as my regular self, bro. No lie, bro. Bro. I think I could drink like 5 Casamigos, bro. Wake up the next day and scrap against a Guardsman and win. No weapons. That's what I think, bro. For real. If you lose against them, bro, you are an automatic bum, bro. I'm removing your badge like these. Taking it off.
The word bearer had clearly underestimated the human and had died because of it. The only consolation was that before he bled out, he was able to pick up the human and tear him apart, but that would have done little to ease the pain of his death, or the even greater pain of being the only Space Marine to get clapped by an oversized toothpick. 9 out of 10 times when Space Marines die to Guardsmen or normal humans, it's due to their overconfidence. I mean, there was even a fucking scene where a son of Horus Captain allows an Imperial Guard officer to shoot him in the chest because he thinks she's only holding a las pistol, but in reality, it was a Volkite pistol, which melted through his armor and burnt out one of his hearts.
He just dumb. He just stupid. Bro, you're Horus's son, bro. Like, you're dumb by default. But imagine letting somebody be like, you know what, bro, shoot me, bro. Your bullets ain't gonna hurt. And then be like, hold up, bro. That's a Vulcan gun. And then getting blasted. Like
he legitimately stood there and let her do it, the fucking retard. I know GW is tempted to do it, but they better not even think about doing the Golden Banana Boys dirty like this. Facts. Especially after the scene where a custodian loses half of his brain matter and is able to walk it off. If you enjoy the
Yo, Games Workshop, bro. The day that I hear a Guardsman take out a custodian, bro, I promise you'll get a long, lengthy essay. It's been like years since I wrote an essay, bro, since high school. I promise you'll get an essay from your boy. Bro, a chat GBT one, by the way, about how that's ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's crazy. Other than that, man, comment down below. What do you guys think about the video? Shout out to our boy Majorkill, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because I'm going live on your boy's Twitch in about 2 hours. So, other than that, man, make sure you guys go follow the Twitch down below and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. And I'm gonna see y'all later. Thanks, out. Bye.